guys, welcome back to Adventure Camping. Tactical Nut here, and today we're going to be using the knife that I won from Thomas Rice and the Borne Fire Knives. He has designed this as a kitchen kind of camp knife. So what we're going to do a little bit is cut through some vegetables and meat and stuff. I'm going to be making a stew that I want to experiment with taking camping. But really first want to see what it's like on fruits and vegetables, or at least vegetables at first. And then tomorrow morning when it gets light out again, we're going to go out and use a little bit around the camp and see what it's like using it on wood. But very excited to see the very first time ever in the world a differentially heat-treated A.E.B.L steel. I am seriously excited about this. So what we're going to do is bring it down here and start on a little bit of food for the cooking, and we'll get right back. Alright, so let's start off with a little bit of a tomato. Let's see how thin we can slice this. I didn't take the core out on purpose just because it makes it just a little bit tougher just to see. But to give you just an idea of how almost transparent and super thin these slices are. I'm just trying to go slow to keep it even. But wow, that is like super thin right there. So initial sharpness is incredible. This is a little bit larger tomato, but can literally do some paper thin slices as long as you do your part, keeping it on point, which I'm getting a little bit off here. But yeah, no issues there. It's not squishing the tomato. It's not actually bringing anything out or bruising it at all. Let's shave our carrots, because these are actually going in the stew tonight. Usually I use a peeler for these, but wish I was on one of those cooking shows where I could just sweep everything to the floor and not worry about it. So basically what I'm trying to test out here is the different consistencies of food against the edge and the grind of the knife. And I believe this is a 15-degree angle on this. And if you lose a piece, Tactical Pup can get it for you. All right. Now, cucumber, we're not going to need the whole piece. will say one thing. On these softer materials, you can feel it really wanting to dive right into whatever it is that you're cutting. So if you want really consistent sizes, you're going to have to focus a little bit. But for me, I don't mind that at all, because it shows just how easily it will do other tasks of getting into and cutting. And just how much the blade wants to cut. Alright, now give me just a second. We'll clean this up and then get to a little bit of potatoes as the next part of our stew. Alright, now for the potatoes on this, you just have to quarter them. So, not really a whole lot of cutting that's going to need to be done. Just going to be 2 of us eating it, so I think 3 this size should be plenty. Actually, let's just make these a little smaller because these couple pieces are a bit thicker. Some equal sizes for even cooking. This knife really just glides through everything. Excuse me. We are getting pretty close to evenly sized. Alright, so we're going to put these in the water along with the carrots. Then we're going to cut up some meat and bring you back. Alright, so now we've got some sirloin right here. Going to move on to see how this works with cubing meat. I think this just may be the most tactical, coolest kitchen knife I've ever used. So now I really can't wait to see how it works with fire prep. Obviously this is not a thick knife, so it is not going to be used for batoning or anything like that, but I am quickly getting a feel for the ability to feather stick, carve, and notch. This just glides through everything. And the way it bites into it is, oops, sorry, very promising. Oh, I got a piece of gristle. Stupid sirloin. Alright, so far, all meats and vegetables, it glides right through. Not that I even doubted that for even a minute, because if you look at this edge on here, I mean, you can't get too much more of a mirror polish on that. So absolutely outstanding, Thomas, on the edge. And what we'll just hold up now, with fruits, vegetables, meats, all that kind of stuff, edge retention is going to be insane with any kind of knife that he's going to make, just because there's not a lot of resistance out of that. I do like to see how easily it was sliced, because that's a very important function with cooking and doing things around camp. The real test with the edge retention will come with the wood, so that's going to be done tomorrow morning. But so far, as you can see, anything in the kitchen, it's pretty much going to tackle pretty effortlessly. So give me just a minute. When everything's getting ready to cook, we will bring you back and we'll go from there. Okay guys, so you just watched cutting up a lot of vegetables and potatoes, meat, and stuff like that. Some of this I'm not going to use, but I'm going to be making a stew that I want to experiment with before I go out camping, because that's kind of going to be my advice to you for trying something new when you're out in the woods. I saw a recipe on Dave Canterbury's YouTube channel for a beef stew that I was dying to try, but I just want to make sure that I can make it first and that it's good before I go out in the woods and end up with something that either I can't eat or just hate and have to suffer through. So far, I already have the potatoes and carrots boiling right now. Once that gets going, I will add the meat, and then when it starts to reduce down a bit, what I'm going to add is some biscuit mix, and then these are some like instant mashed potatoes, and then Old Bay seasoning. And then for a side item, we will make some cornbread. So hopefully this will turn out successful. So hopefully this recipe will help you when you go out in the woods. We're going to take you along the whole way and let you know how it is. And we have baby Glock here, so she's even going to try it as well to let you know what she thinks. Come on around, because this is someone you have not seen in a while.
Hi.
And yes, she is back, and so hopefully we're going to get her back into more videos, and hopefully school isn't going to be too much for preventing that. Alright guys, so we're going to be back in just a minute when this is ready to go to the next step, so stick around. Alright, so I've been reducing down for a little bit now. I almost forgot to mention we added a beef bouillon cube. Now we're going to add the mashed potatoes. Now, Dave Canterbury's recipe was to add 1 scoop per person. I'm probably going to do just a little bit more than that, maybe a scoop and a half or 2. Just because I do believe the spoon that he was using was a good bit larger than what I'm using. So there's the potatoes. And we got the biscuit mix going now. I did 2 or 3 of the mashed potatoes. I think I only did 2. Let's do 1 more. If it's a little extra, we'll be okay. Alright, so now we're going to let this reduce down, get it a little bit thicker, and then we'll bring you back, and of course once it's done, we're definitely going to give you a taste test and let you know how it went. So stick around. Alright guys, here we are. We have the stew. I will bring it up to the camera. Hopefully you will see without me spilling it. This is what it looks like now. And this is going to be both of our first taste test for this recipe, because I've never made this before. Neither one of us have it before. And we have not tasted it up until this point. So this is going to be 100% honest review. And this is also going to indicate, do I need to alter this recipe or keep it the way it is. Apparently that is really funny.
Oh god, hot.
It's still kind of hot, but it's actually pretty good.
I like the meat.
Wow. Okay. I can do this. It's So what do you think?
I really like it.
Alright.
If you are camping, it's a really good hot meal.
Yeah. I mean, well, personally, I could eat this at home too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really eat stews, but this is
We don't.
one I could get used to.
But yeah. The reason why we were doing this is kind of like I said at the beginning of the video. I wanted to try this at home first to make sure we can kind of perfect the recipe before I go out in the woods. Because kind of the worst thing in the world would be get out there and it completely mess up and it's horrible and you can't eat it. But this, I mean, it takes a while.
A while?
Almost an hour and a half it would take to make this. Probably won't be much time difference over a fire, even being over a stove. So there will be some planning required. But, wow, I gotta say, I think I'm pretty impressed. I do believe Dave Canterbury knows what he's doing. Alright guys, hopefully this will help you, and hopefully you will see it in a future camping video. Obviously I'm really hungry because I don't want to stop eating. And it's really good.
Yeah, you made me wait 2 hours to eat it.
Yeah.
Of course we're both hungry.
And obviously it's good because she hasn't stopped either. Alright guys, hopefully you will see this soon. And in the meantime, be prepared.
And have fun.
Talk to you later.